Liverpool make contact to sign extraordinary forward instead of Isak, club open to selling. Attention, Liverpool still in the race to sign £40 million defender this summer. Update on Alexander Isak's transfer to Liverpool as Newcastle United make their stance clear. Welcome, my fellow Red supporter. Let's dive into the latest updates from the biggest club in the world. Liverpool are exploring a surprise move for Brentford forward Yoane Wissa this summer, according to reports from Empire of the Kop. The Reds view the Congolese attacker as a potential alternative to Newcastle United's Alexander Isak, who remains the club's top offensive target for the season. If a deal for Isak proves too difficult, interest in Wissa could accelerate quickly. According to the report, Liverpool have already made initial inquiries about Wissa's situation and are closely monitoring the 28-year-old, who is valued at around £50 million. Brentford are said to be open to selling him once they secure a proper replacement. Wissa, for his part, is open to a new challenge and is expected to leave the Bees this transfer window after enjoying the best season of his career in the Premier League. With 19 goals and 5 assists in 35 matches under Thomas Frank, he played a key role in Brentford's attack, forming a dangerous partnership with Brian Mbeumo, who has already completed his move to Manchester United. His strong performances have attracted interest from several clubs, including Newcastle, Tottenham, and Saudi side Al Nassr. Still, Liverpool appeared to be the frontrunner, especially because Wissa fits the versatile forward profile desired by new head coach Arne Slot. Internally, Wissa is seen as a possible replacement for Darwin Núñez, who is edging closer to a move to Al Hilal in the Saudi Pro League. Meanwhile, Liverpool remain focused on Alexander Isak and are expected to submit a new offer for the Swedish striker in the coming days after an initial bid of over £110 million was rejected by Newcastle. The Magpies are reportedly holding out for a fee around £150 million, a sum that would make Isak the most expensive player in Premier League history. Given the complications in the Isak negotiations, Yoane Wissa emerges as a more accessible and realistic alternative, especially considering his consistent performances, adaptability, and desire for a bigger challenge. Whether Liverpool push forward with this move remains to be seen. Liverpool still monitoring Marc Guéhi amid defensive concerns. Crystal Palace center-back Marc Guéhi remains a long-standing target for Liverpool. According to Lewis Steele of Anfield Index, the Reds continue to view the England international as a viable option to strengthen the defense this summer. Quote, "I wouldn't rule Guéhi out completely. I think he's definitely still a viable option," said Steele, indicating that despite no official movement, Liverpool are actively keeping tabs on the player's situation. Following the sale of Jarell Quansah to Bayer Leverkusen for £35 million, Liverpool are left with only 3 experienced center-backs, Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahima Konate, and Joe Gomez. This shortage has made bolstering the backline a top priority. Arne Slot, fresh off a winning Premier League debut, knows he cannot enter the season with such a thin defensive unit, especially with League and Champions League ambitions on the line. Marc Guéhi remains on the radar, but Crystal Palace's asking price, around £40 million, is seen as too high by Liverpool. However, there's growing optimism that Palace may lower their demands as the transfer window progresses. It's a calculated view of the market. Guéhi's contract runs until mid-2026, but as time ticks away, Palace's negotiating power may decline. Under the leadership of Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes, Liverpool have shown a knack for using patience to their advantage, waiting for the right moment to strike. Quote, "I think that's exactly what's happening," added Steele. "Liverpool might just be waiting to see if the price drops." This wait-and-see strategy can be effective, but it's not without risks. With no reliable cover beyond the main 3, any injury could derail the club's plans for the season. Though not a household name, Guéhi has proven himself in the Premier League. He's composed on the ball, solid defensively, and has the potential to grow under Arne Slot's guidance. Whether or not Palace lower their asking price, Liverpool cannot afford to enter September with defensive gaps. If not Guéhi, then someone else must come in, and soon. That said, based on current options, Guéhi appears to be the most realistic and attainable domestic target. Quote, "I don't think they'll move unless Palace lower the price, but if that happens, Liverpool will definitely be in the race," Steele confirmed. The race for Guéhi is still on. Liverpool remain in contention, but time is running out and the stakes couldn't be higher. With the defense so weakened, do you think Liverpool should go all in for Marc Guéhi or look for a more affordable option in the market?
Liverpool's pursuit of Alexander Isak, Newcastle United star striker, is shaping up to be one of the biggest transfer sagas of this European summer window, and all signs point to a long road ahead. The Reds' interest in the Swedish forward goes back some time, and it reignited strongly after his decisive performance against Liverpool in the English League Cup final at Wembley last March. Despite the complexity of the negotiations, the Anfield club has not given up on signing him. On the contrary, they are closely watching Newcastle's moves in the market, as the Magpies have so far failed to secure a replacement for their top scorer from last season, who netted 27 goals in all competitions. Newcastle have already missed out on several offensive targets, including Liam Delap, João Pedro, and Benjamin Sesko. While they are now tracking other names like Yoane Wissa and Nicholas Jackson, competition is fierce. That alone makes any potential sale of Isak difficult at this stage. But there's also a strategic factor at play. The St. James Park side is not eager to strengthen a direct rival, especially not before a key showdown with Liverpool on August 25th. Newcastle reportedly does not want to see Alexander Isak make his Premier League debut for Liverpool against them in the Monday Night Football clash at St. James Park. Isak is still recovering from a thigh injury and could be making his first appearance of the season in that very match. Meanwhile, the club is racing against time to have him fit for their Premier League opener against Aston Villa on August 16th and continues searching for reinforcements. One of the names being considered is 21-year-old Porto striker Samu Agehoa, who scored 27 goals last season. According to The Athletic, no official contact has been made yet, but Newcastle is monitoring the player. Meanwhile, Liverpool remains firmly interested in Isak. The club reportedly submitted a £110 million bid for the striker, which was immediately rejected. Sources suggest Newcastle would only consider selling him for around £150 million, and only if the player applies direct pressure to force a move. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano recently stated on his YouTube channel that Liverpool is taking the negotiation very seriously and believes they have the financial strength to close the deal should Newcastle soften their stance. He also revealed that Isak has communicated his desire to move to Anfield, which has encouraged Liverpool leadership. Despite optimism behind the scenes, any significant progress is expected only in the final days of the transfer window, which closes on September 1. Until then, Liverpool will continue to monitor the situation carefully while waiting for Newcastle to secure a suitable replacement. Asked about Isak in a press conference on Friday, manager Arne Slot avoided confirming anything, saying, "As you know, like every coach, I don't speak about players who aren't mine." Still, it's clear that Isak remains one of Liverpool's top targets this summer, and despite the obstacles, the club believes it can overcome them with time, strategy, and persistence. Thank you so much for watching until the end. See you next time!